What's good, YouTube? Sim Stories here, coming in with my very first YouTube video. My channel is mainly going to be focusing on sharing some of my crazy life experiences in the form of stories for your entertainment. And if you guys could do me a favor, and if you like the video, drop a like below. And if you want to hear more crazy stories like this one, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. Thank you guys, and enjoy. Okay, so the story I'm bringing you guys today, obviously by the thumbnail, is the time I thought I was going to die. So this story takes place back about 3-4 years ago at the beginning of my sophomore year of high school. So the main setting for today's story, guys, is going to be one of my best friend at the time. We'll give him the name Paul. It's his mom's house. So basically, me and Paul are at his mom's, and Paul had just gotten into something that a lot of high schoolers do at this time that I hadn't really experienced with yet. I've done it once, but it didn't really, affect me, if you get what I'm saying. So me and Paul are looking for money. We're broke high schoolers. We got no money. And we're hanging at his house, and his mom comes up to us. It's like jackpot. She's like, hey guys, there's some logs in the back by the fire pit that I need you guys to move over by the shed and put a tarp over so that when it snows, it will stay dry. So me and Paul are like, awesome, we're ecstatic. We go move the logs, blah, blah, blah. We're like, please let her pay us. Guys, we're high schoolers, we're stupid. So basically, a couple hours go by, we move all the logs, it's done, perfect. We made sure we did it extra good, and she ends up giving us each $20. So I'd say about a week passes, right? And I go over to Paul's house, because me and Paul usually hang out every weekend. And we still made sure we saved this money, right? And the day before, we had been plotting that Paul will pick up weed from this kid from our school, and we're going to use the money to smoke. And at the time, I'm kind of nervous. I really hadn't done it, and he's done it a bunch, so I wasn't that nervous because he was experienced, and I figured if anything went wrong, I'd be in at least good hands. So the night comes, and we wait for his mom to go to bed. She finally goes to bed. He goes up in the closet, and he grabs this little Tupperware. He brings it down to the basement where we all hang out, and another one of my friends was actually there. We'll give him the name Andrew. Andrew had also never done this, so I felt a lot more comfortable because I figured he was in the same boat. Basically, we go out by the fireplace, start a fire. We're high schoolers. We think, oh, it'll mask the smell. The smoke will keep her from seeing it. She's upstairs in her room. She can't see us from her window. Yada, yada, yada. So eventually we pull out these blunts. We ended up buying, I think, 4 1-gram blunts with the $40. We knew the kid who sold it, and at the time we thought that was a pretty good deal. And basically, guys, what ended up going down was Andrew and Paul had we had gone through about 2 of the blunts, right? And there's 2 left. Altogether, we went through 2, and I still hadn't really been feeling high, so I really wanted to feel the feeling that they did. So my smart self decided that I was going to smoke the other 2 blunts by myself. And at this point, Andrew had gone inside. Me and Paul were sitting out there. He was sitting with me, waiting for me. We were by the fire, and it came to the point where it was like all of a sudden I just woke up, and my first response was to look to my left and tell Paul that I thought I had a seizure because I didn't know what was going on. It was like everything went blank for like a minute, and I just looked up and didn't know where I was. Paul, hearing me say this about the seizure, starts to freak out, grabs me, runs me inside, and at this point, I'm freaking out, thinking, what's going on? I've never done this before. Everything's coming in flashes. At this point, I'm thinking I'm dying. I don't know what's going on. I'm freaking out. So what felt like about 2 years of laying on this couch goes by. Andrew looks at me and asks if I'm okay, and I'm telling him, nah, bro, I don't know what's going on. I'm asking the same questions over and over, and I am freaking out, shaking uncontrollably on this couch, not knowing what's going on. Had never been high before, and they're trying to calm me down, and Paul starts to freak out because he thinks I'm going to wake up his mom, and he's also high, and he's nervous, and he wants me to call 911 or whatever, and I'm telling him, no, don't call 911, I'm just going to try and sleep. And Andrew's sitting on the couch eating goldfish, laughing hysterically at this, and he's telling Paul not to call the police and that it happens, and it's my first time, so I shouldn't be worried. And to give you guys a basic look at what I'm thinking at this time, in my head I'm laying there not knowing what's going on. They're watching YouTube. Everything's going in and out, and I'm laying on this couch like my mouth is super dry. I don't really know what's happening. My body's vibrating, like I'm shaking uncontrollably, like sweating, and I honestly thought like this was it. This is how I die. Like there was something in the weed. But really, I was just an idiot and didn't know what being high was like and got way too high for my first time. So eventually, guys, it gets later into the night, probably about 3 hours of laying on the couch shaking and Paul freaking out and Andrew laughing, but actually keeping the situation under control. I end up falling asleep, and I wake up about an hour and a half later, and they're sitting there and they ask if I'm okay, and I actually feel normal at this point, and I think the high kind of fell down a little bit from sleeping and freaking out, and my heart was rate like at a normal rate, and I felt fine. And basically what happened here was I kind of sat up with them, was on my phone for a little while, fell back asleep, woke up the next morning completely normal, and honestly just happy that 911 wasn't called. So yeah, guys, this was the story of how I thought I was going to die, and basically the first time I ever smoked. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Comment down below any suggestions you have that could make my videos better or what you want to hear next, and hope you enjoyed.